The World Inside Out with Dmytro Komarov, Ukraine. Verkhovyna, Ivano-Frankivsk region. The most interesting ancient traditions of Christmas have been preserved in the Hutsul region. Now we are at its top. This is the Verkhovyna district, the village of Verkhovyna. Every family that has relatives who had already died comes to the cemetery tonight and lights a lamp. This is how Christmas Eve begins for most residents of this mountainous region. Ahead of us is a family at the graves. Let's go and talk to them. Good evening.
Hello,
What's your name, please?
Victoria. This is Matvey.
Hello, what's your name, please?
Danya.
And what is your name?
Vasilina.
Pleasure. Who are you here to see today?
My husband's family. My husband's mother and father.
Christ is born. We glorify him. Merry Christmas, Dmytro, Petro, pleasure. We have a Hutsul tradition that on Christmas Eve we have to visit the graves of those who used to cultivate the land where we live now. I bring my children so that they know where the graves of their ancestors are. It's very important. Now we're going to my great-grandfathers. The main thing is to bring light so the soul can go to the holy dinner today. This is how we remember them. This is the most important thing for Hutsul. Their grandmother is telling her grandson, I was eavesdropping, sorry.
This is the great-great-grandmother. This is also a great-great-grandfather.
You tell your little children these stories so that they will know and remember since childhood.
Yes, just as our parents did. So we continue.
We pray to you. Those who do not remember the past have no future. Yes. The next authentic tradition of Ukrainian Christmas is wrapping. We have to wrap the cattle. What does it mean? To take care of them, to give them good food. And today we should give them the best food, give them warm water. I have a mare, a horse, a mare. You're explaining this to me as if I were a city dweller who doesn't know anything, but you haven't seen much of that either. Let's see your Hutsul world inside out. Let's go. This hay is enough for her until morning. We need to make sure the animal is happy because today is a very special day. This tradition is called to wrap cattle. It means to feed them very well so that the animal enjoys it. Yes, come on, Dmytro, help me. Yes, come here. Next to me. She's a little scared. Can I touch her? Yes, you can. I'll give you some apples. Here is some warm water from the boiler. From the boiler, and I can see the apples. Yes, and fodder. What is fodder? It's just barley. Grinded barley. Give it to her yourself. Yes, of course. I mean, this is her Christmas Eve. It's really top-notch. It's just a tradition. You can see who has Christmas Eve today, who is happy today. The reason for this generosity is simple. People believed that on Christmas Day, cattle could talk to God, even complain about bad owner. At this very moment right now, while we are wrapping up the horse's dinner on the table. Yes, my wife has been cooking all day today, so now we're going to put some stubble onto the table. It is a hay. Stubble is what grows after the hay. The hay is mowed first, the stubble after. This is the stubble, just a little bit symbolic, yes. And here is the Hutsul room. Wow! This is impressive. What a table. This is a real Hutsul feast being prepared. This is not a feast, but a real Hutsul dinner in a Hutsul house. It's called a lighthouse. The best events and the worst events in the life of a Hutsul are in this house. Hutsuls used to hold funerals and various celebrations in such houses. Where is the hay goes? We put it under the kiloshes. We just lift it up like this. So as always, we have seen the flip side of things. What happens before the Christmas Eve begins? Usually you come in when everyone is at the table. There you go, very delicate. Did you put it on the hay to symbolize what? It symbolizes that the next year the Lord will grant that the hay will grow and that this house will be well and victory will come. The hay also gives this. You guys take off your clothes and I'm going to change because I was in the stables. We're waiting for you. I get dressed. Come on, Danny, come on. Look how beautiful everyone is. Let's introduce ourselves. Vasil, Dmytro, nice to meet you. Very nice, we know you. Thank you for the invitation. The kid grabbed the bun right away. He can't wait for it, yes. Before we sit down to eat, I was waiting for you, looking around, and I'm impressed. I see very beautiful barkers, Hutsul weapons. I see dovebush portrait. You see, you came to the Hutsul region so that you could have it. Is this for me? Yes, it is. Thank you. I know that a Hutsul without a Bartka is not a Hutsul. In this festive house, there's a whole collection of Christmas attributes. When I was as young as my sons, we used to wear crowns like this and we would go and glorify Christ. Did you make these? My father did. Father, it was my idea. But the most important thing is this, the church, yes. And we could take a candle, put it here, and we would carol and spin it. My wife's father made it. He's deceased now. Here, and so why? There's a candle inside, it spins. Yes. Wow, and you have to wear a crown. Yes, they're called kolyadnichki. We used to walk around like this. This is a nativity scene. Yes, they used to invent something to make it interesting. There were hard times. We had to try to make some kind of Christmas attribute. We used to sing carols in front of the house. If you were invited to a house, it was bombastic. So you had to carol in such a way that you were invited into the house. Yes, and there would be another carol in the house. So you go with one carol and sing another in the house. Yes, cool. The Hutsul region is very rich in traditions. Yes, it is. This is a very significant cross for us. Look at it. How old is it approximately? I think it's over 100 years old. I also see a drum. Yes, it's a tambourine. It's kind of Hutsul music. If you take a small bell, friends, here, take it, please. You take this thing. And I'll take the trombeta. All this together will be the rhythm of the Hutsul region. Yes. Just like that. Even without knowing how, it's already a magical sound. Is it also ancient?
It's not very ancient.
How old is that, 50 years?
It was when I had my daughter in '84 and stayed at home and embroidered.
She says it's not very old. The year 84. 40 years old, like me.
40 years old, yes.
It's not ancient.
And these towels, too.
40 years old, too.
Yes, I embroidered them, too.
Your place looks like a museum, really. These are called symbols. Make some sounds, please. Let's pretend we're in the meadow. Dmytro, take the bell. Pass me the bell, please. A small one. Yes, a small one. Our sound engineer passes me the sound, the bell. A DJ set. Yeah, Dmytro and Patro Marusiak. Dmytro and Patro. DJ set Hutsul. Give me the tambourine, please. That's how we celebrate Christmas Eve. Yes, and it will be like that. Hutsals are the best. I like it here, but we'll never sit down to dinner. I invite you to the holiday dinner, Dmytro, but you're wearing a short as if you're not with us. Let's put on a Hutsul coat. I'm happy to. Try it on. Can I borrow it, so that I don't spoil the atmosphere of the feast? Now you have seen how Christmas Eve is prepared in the Hutsul region. What a beautiful table it is. As I understand it, there are 12 dishes. Yes, just 12. But I think it's foolish to talk about 12 dishes. You have to taste them. Of course, but before we sit down, I'm going to do some rituals. Did you blow it out as a symbolic sign? They say that all souls come on Christmas Eve. It's like when we went to the cemetery, they come to the Christmas Eve dinner. And in order not to sit on them, they have to blow them away. You have to blow them away. Another way to honor the dead is to leave plates on the table.
Dinner is left until tomorrow. We don't collect the bowels, the leftovers, nothing, because it is for the souls to come.
Lord, invite to dinner all the departed souls of our relatives who worked here. Remember all those who cannot sit down to the holy dinner now, all our soldiers, all the fallen, and may we have a victory. Now I'm going to taste a little bit of each dish. We are going to put them on the window so that all the dead souls can come and taste them. Now let's sit down. We're going to try 12 dishes and wait for the carolers. According to legend, Kolyada is an ancient Ukrainian goddess of the sky. It is she who gives birth to a new son on the longest night, after which the day begins to grow longer. Back in pre-Christian times, it was customary to greet the newborn son with singing and dancing. With the advent of Christianity, these rituals were only slightly changed. The date of the celebration was moved and tied to Christmas. That's why we still sing carols. The carolers are here. Let them in. We hadn't started eating and the carolers came. One.
Нова радість стала, яка не бувала, над вертепом звізда ясна, на весь світ засіяла.
Christ is born.
Glorify him. What's your name, please?
Vlad.
Vlad. The tradition is to give money. How much money do you usually collect on Christmas Eve?
1,000.
1,000, wow.
1,500.
A round of applause, thank you.
Thank you, goodbye.
Goodbye. And there are more carolers. More. We can get started. Let's meet them together. Okay, Dmytro, come on.
Діва сина народила, ясна в насінні, слава вгорі, мир на землі, людям добра воля.
Christ is born.
Glorify him. We've thanked the carolers, and now we can eat. Can we start before more carolers come? Yes.
The first one is kutia.
This is kutia.
Yes. They used to make it a long time ago by grating poppies. My mother used to grate it, and I used to grate it.
And this is also being passed down like a relic.
Yes.
It's very interesting. If you look at the structure, it's just a museum piece. That is the first dish, and the main dish is kutia. Let's have you list it, and I'll count. Kutia 1,
Stuffed cabbage 2.
2,
Beans 3.
3,
Kwashenka, perhaps carrot 4.
4,
Fish 5.
5,
Mushroom soup.
6,
Potatoes 7.
7,
Pierogi 8.
8. Where are the pierogi?
Here.
It's like dumplings.
Dumplings. Beans and prunes.
And beans with prunes are 9.
Yes, it's sweet.
Kissel is 10. Donuts are 11.
And the uzvar.
Uzvar 12. 12 dishes on the table. Please taste the first course. Kutia. I'll put all 12. I have a festive plate like this. Nice. All right, enjoy your meal. It's very tasty, the cook here, and all 12 dishes are delicious. Yes, my wife did her best. Now, all Ukrainians have a Christmas table, absolutely every family. What is the difference between Hutsul Christmas and the usual one for all other Ukrainians? First of all, we are very religious people. We spend both dinner and morning with God. I'm 65 years old now, and I remember how we used to catch trout, smoke it, and for every Christmas Eve we had to have such smoked trout. My father was a hunter, and we always went hunting on Christmas Eve. It was a sign that you were supposed to be lucky. What did you hunt? There are bears here. Deer, roe deer. As for foxes, in a year he will hunt 12 or 13 of them on this carpet and calm them so beautifully. It's really like a movie, as they say. Here you have this museum cinematic atmosphere. It seems like it's not real, but this is real life. We see that the holiday is alive. Today you can often hear that any celebrations are not appropriate. What do you think? What is your philosophy of celebrations in wartime? If there is a tradition that needs to be preserved, and I don't see a holiday here where we pray and remember souls, then I think it is appropriate. Why is it important to preserve it? If we lose this, we are lost as a nation. I want to live by this, I want to support it, and maybe it's time to return to these traditions.
There was the Soviet Union, there were bonds, but we still did it all, and we have and will continue to do it. It's very difficult. But what better time than now? Now we need to support it more and more, and pass it on to children, teach it to them.
What do you think? Just the same. We need to pass it on. The old carolers have now turned to these traditions, and so have the young. And it's very easy to lose this. If it weren't for enthusiasts like you and your family, many people would already be doing modern renovations, putting all these antique things away. I have a modern renovation too. We traveled a lot in the Hutsul region, and the higher you go into the mountains, the more such huts. And here, they are not museums. People live like this here. It's real. Yes, it's real. I hear it again. Yes, the carolers. Shall we greet them? Let's go outside.
A bird sits on the window and sings merrily, and you people have fun. Christ is born. Glorify him.
Thank you, wonderful girls. Well done. Have you collected much today?
Well,
There is a lot of money here. It's not bad. Let's see. Wow. You see? And this is just the beginning of the evening.
yes, it's just the beginning.
How much do you expect to raise tonight?
2,000.
2,000 each.
Yes.
And what are you going to buy?
We wanted to buy a sled.
Are you usually invited in?
Usually, yes.
Why we didn't invite you? Come in. Come in, everyone is welcome. And there are many more. They already go in through the second round. Come in. So are you going to sing again?
Yeah.
Let me take the accordion. Okay. Well done, thank you. Applause. Good.
There is more.
More carolers.
Some are coming out, some are coming in.
Now don't go out. Come on, everybody, all of you. Look how beautiful they are. Good evening, welcome. My God, how beautiful you all are. And these clothes you're wearing?
Ancient Hutsul clothes. Mine is from my great-great-grandfather.
So it's 50 years old, 100 years old.
About that.
And you have real bartkos. The boys came with wooden bartkos, but you have real ones. Dmytro, you have a bartka too. Show us. I got one today here. Yes.
Веселенькі в гуцульській родині, засіяла зоря по всій Верховині. Води шумно гомонять, вітри в лісі шепотять, зорі сяють, мов вогні, щоби видно дітворі. Гуцулочка снігу йде, вечірочку десь несе. Тут же, тут же, тут же, тут же, тут.
Today we are all asking Jesus, the newborn, to let our Ukraine bear its name, let it bear it and cry out, let it glorify it. May Christ be born in every home.
Glorify him. Oh my God, applause. Very nice. You should have money too. Any other carolers came? Oh, it's meant to be. Where are you going next? What are your plans?
To bypass Zaricha and go to Hrushperivka.
What is Hrushperivka?
It's right across from us. It's where...
Above the church, a hamlet. Can I go caroling with you? We'll collect more.
Let's go, yes.
It'll be a good caroling. I'm sorry, sir. It was very nice to visit you. We are very grateful to you. Are you going to leave? But with your permission, because we are journalists, we will now disconnect from your house, from your fancy feast, and thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you with us. And we'll join this team, and let's see, dear friends, how it goes on, how we'll go to downstream together and reveal the other side of the holy evening. Now, dear friends, we'll see how the process of caroling takes place. Just going from house to house and singing.
To glorify God.
How do you choose where to go and where not to go?
If a window lights up, we go in. We have to go over the hills because there are old people living there and not many people visit them.
So that we can greet them as well. And what age did you start caroling? Personally, I started around 5 or 6.
I started around 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yes.
I barely remember myself from 3. And you were already caroling. The first time my parents took me caroling. This is the real world inside out. Step by step, we see the ancient, authentic, unique traditions of celebrating Ukrainian Christmas. We're going this way, right? And I'll hide so they don't see me. In pre-Christian times, carols were used to inform people that a new son was born. Nowadays, the task is to bring the news of the birth of the Savior to the owners of the house. Children are first to report the birth of Christ. They receive a blessing from their parents and then spread the good news to their neighbors. Adults can only sing carols after the church service.
Today we all ask Jesus to let our Ukraine bear its name, let it bear it, and let it be loud, let it glorify it.
Glorify him. Give us the money. Who is your cashier?
I am.
How important are such traditions to you? Very. And we try to maintain them and pass them on from generation to generation, from the older to the younger. Here we have preserved old traditions that go from generation to generation, from grandfather to grand-grandfather, and we've been maintaining them all along. Did you go caroling when you were little? Of course I did.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Take it. You can't refuse.
You can't refuse.
Take it.
Thank you.
Maybe someone will find one with jam.
Have a nice day. Goodbye. So, my friends, we can see how people are dressed in person. Here we are, all dressed very nicely, all in embroidered shorts, all festive. And now, without warning, we're going to the other houses. This is the next house. I'm hiding here, not disturbing.
Пане Господарю, радуйся. Ой, радуйся, земле, Син Божий народився.
Christ has been born.
Glorify him.
Do you give money or not? Yes, we do. And you're hiding like this? Come inside. You see, I've been invited to a house like this, and you very modern one. Let's see how people here celebrate Christmas. Today is the day when you can enter any house, and it's okay. You can see what's on the table.
Ой, з неба віха, до землі стріха, та дай вам, Боже, здоров'я втіха. Ой, з неба віха, до землі стріха.
Goodbye, host. Let all the trouble pass. Let the trouble sit quietly. Let's get ready to go. Let's sing the glory of God. Christ is born. Glorify him.
It's a double celebration, this house, because the military father is on leave. I just arrived from the east.
And last year you guys caroled even there.
By the way, that year he couldn't come home, so our wives sent us clothes and we organized a party and ran along the front line to the guys' positions and sent carols there.
Великдень вдома святкувати. Радуйся, радуйся, земле, син народився.
That year you couldn't get here, could you? I didn't set such a goal. I wanted to be with the guys. Thank you very much. Happy holiday. Thank you.
Ясне світло засвіти, Ісусика привіти, святий вечір нас вітає, на ялинці зірка сяє тут же, тут же, тут же, тут же, тут.
May Christ be born in our house. We glorify Christ. We wish you happiness and health. I bow low to you for going around and educating everyone. And always remember that you are Ukrainians, the best, the richest, the smartest, the bravest. You are Ukrainians.
The village of Verkhovyna is a real open-air museum. Only here you can come to a caroling party as if it were an ordinary house, but stumble upon a cultural landmark.
You can come in here and see that in this house, Komarov wrote Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors. Behind our house was a church, which I hope you will visit tomorrow. This is where the murder described by Komarov took place, where a neighbor attacked a neighbor with an axe and killed him.
Like this.
And Komarov spent 3 years here and wrote Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors.
In this very house.
Yes, in this very house. It was added on. It looked like this.
So it looks like a house museum.
Well, it's not a house museum, but we live here because he is the great-grandson of the deacon who told Komarov about the shadows of forgotten ancestors. That is my husband, and this is a little corner for Komarov.
So can we go into the house where Komarov lived?
Please come in.
Really? Just walking around Verkhovyna at night, you can go into the house where Komarov lived. It's a pleasure. Merry Christmas.
We can show you the room.
Show me the room, please.
Please come in.
It's a traditional Christmas here now. A little different style, but also traditional Hutsul. We see a kind of stove. We wish you happiness to your whole family.
And we wish you the same, Mr. Komarov, along with your team. It is very nice that you wanted to come to our mountains, to Verkhovyna, to such a famous village that has no equal. And to you children, thank you for the caroling.
Do you keep going until the morning?
Not until the morning.
Until about what time?
1 or 2 o'clock.
And this money you collect, where do you spend it?
We give half of it to the war and the other half to children affected by the war.
So it all goes to charity.
Yes.
We have a lot of respect for you. You see how traditions change and adapt to different times. Today we see that children are already raising funds and transferring it to help the armed forces, to help children who have suffered from the war. And so the Christmas Eve ends, which, as we can see, has adapted to wartime. And the next day is Christmas itself, which here begins with a birch. And this is not a tree. The morning of December 25th, 2023, we rose high in the morning, the hamlet of Hutsul, from which people will also go to church today, and we need to find Mr. Ivan, who is responsible for getting everyone together and going to the big procession. No one knows how to find this Mr. Ivan. People! Folks! Let's do this. Good morning. Help me, please. How do I find Mr. Ivan? He lives down the street. Here he comes. We can see that he's coming. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. He helped us find him. You can see how beautiful it is, and there are houses on almost every hill. All the hamlets in Verkhovyna are separate neighborhoods located at different heights from the center of the village. And today everyone will go down to Verkhovyna, everyone will go to the center for Christmas, and so on from all the hills. We'll see how people start to gather. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Christ is born. Glorify him. Is this Dmytro? Yes. And this is Ivan. Nice to meet you. We have been looking for you. We're glad to find you. And the weather is... You don't like this weather? Not really. It's not easy to go up the mountains in the slush. Here's the hut. Yes, a hut. I have an old cross made in 1904. My grandfather left it to me. When did you start caroling? Well, I started when I was a little kid, when there were still persecutions. The communists would hunt us down. Did they punish you? They did. How? Unsatisfactory behavior will not transfer you to the next grade. And then we became kings and shepherds, dressed up as two Cossacks, two shepherds, and an angel, and went around like that. A bigger group gathered. And then I was accepted as an adult caroler because I'm a birch tree. Who's a birch tree? Is a guide who leads carolers. For example, when we come to the house, I need to know everything. What's next? Why birch? The birch tree is so ancient because the birch tree is the most advanced tree. It grows the fastest. That is, if the landslide, the birch is the first to appear. It will appear, the birch. You'll dress up first. Okay. Come on, here you go, the hat. What's the name of this hat? A horned hat. Horned hat. It's a belt and a sardok. I look almost like a Hutsul, almost. Yours even have feathers, yes. How old are these? 35 years old, and this is my grandfather's sardok. It's about 100 years old. It's the low. That's basically it. A wreath, a cross. Let's go, shall we? Yes, I took my notebook. Why the notebook? There are carols here, look. Carols from the year 90. I am keeping it. You see, it's a bit shabby, but it will be something to pass on to the young. Because those who don't remember the past have no future. God bless you. God help us. But you won't go without a board call. You would lend me one, thank you. You're welcome. It's so beautiful. Be careful, it's slippery. Here come the boys. Friends, we are now at the altitude of more than 1,000 meters above sea level. We can see a cluster of cars below, it's near the church. Now from all the hills, from every mountain, Hutsuls are coming down to the church for the holiday for Christmas. Now we are doing what Hutsuls did 1,000 years ago. Yes, we continue the work of our ancestors. And we came to the house where everyone gathers from your camp. And from here we all go to church. Christ is born! Hello, Merry Christmas to you, thank you. This is our voter. The voter, the organizer, yes. And you are the birch. I'm the birch. So you are the leader. I'm the leader. What's the name of your tabora? The Caroline party of the Sukha Hamlet. They say it's for adults. I see that there's a minor here. We involve young people so that we have someone to pass it on to. And do you like it? I do. Will you keep this tradition? I will, until your old age, yes. He comes from the kind of family that he will. Visually, the distance may seem short. In reality, it can take hours to get down from remote hamlets. It's a very warm Christmas this year. Yes, it was the same last year. It's very slippery and you often fall. Slip and fall. Here we call it catching a nest in Hutsul. To catch, yes, because you fall on your bottom. We are now coming to the center. You can say that today Hutsuls live in two worlds. The ancient world, when you're high up in the mountains, and the other world is right here, in the center, on the plain. tourist buses. There will be a lot of people here today. A lot. We're almost at the church. There are already a lot of cars parked here, tourists. And now we will be the center of attention. Christ is born!
Glorify him.
Christ is born!
Glorify him.
Christ is born! Merry Christmas! Here you should hang your hat and bartko. The church in Verkhovyna is one of the oldest in the Hutsul region. It's almost 400 years old. During this time, the rock was moved from the river bank to the hill and added to several times. It was also the location for the film crew of the cult movie Shadows and Forgotten Ancestors, directed by Sergei Parajanov. How do you see? Christ is born! Glorify him. I am glad to see. How is our little Hutsul? It's fine. It's for first time as a caroler. Congratulations. Little by little, all the caroling camps gather here, and then, when the service is over, there will be a huge caroling for everyone on the street. And there are thousands of people there. Except in your kingdom, all those who have rested for resurrection and eternal life, our soldiers, and all those who gave their lives for the will and freedom of our Ukraine and for our people. Amen. Christ is born!
Thank you so much. God, I adore you.
Tell me, where are we all from?
We are from Dnipro.
Dnipro, and you came here on purpose?
We did.
Let's study geography. Who else is from here?
Zaporizhia,
Zaporizhia, Vinnytsia, Khmelnytsky region, Luhansk, Chernovsky region,
Chernihiv.
Chernihiv. So, friends, you can see how well known the carol is. You should come next year. Here I see Mr. Zelenchuk, who knows a lot about these traditions. Hello? Do you have time to tell us a little bit now? I'll tell you what I know. Caroling is really popular here in Verkhovyna, very popular. The birth of Jesus Christ is very much revered by Hutsuls because it coincided with the old holidays of Carpathians and Kolyada. Why did Verkhovyna become such an epicenter of Christmas? In the Hutsul region, the year is divided into two seasons. One is called Before Christmas, and the other is called Before St. Peter. Before Christmas is when the day is shortening, and by Peter's Day is when the day is growing. A shorter day is a holiday for us, the Slavs, called Karachin. Karachin means short. It means short. On the 22nd, it was the shortest day and the longest night. From that time on, the sun begins to grow. Hutsuls say that on Kolyada, the day is longer for the chicken walk, and on the New Year, it's longer for hay hop, a chicken's walk, which means a small step. Yes, and on the New Year Eve, it's a har hop. The har has jumped farther, longer, and the time when the day is growing, it probably gives people some hope. At this time, the sun begins to be born, and Kolyada was a holiday of the birth of the sun, and it coincided with the birth of Jesus Christ. It is, one might say, a binary holiday, and Kolyada was before people knew what Christianity was. They are the pre-Christian times, pagan times, and over time this tradition transformed. It turned into the glorification of God, the birth of the Son of God. And this tradition has existed on our territory for 1,000 years. And you've been keeping it very well. We thank God that we're able to do this. This continuity of tradition is very important for us, for the Hutsuls. This is all you see. It's not staged. It's authentic. It's all happening the way it happened many years ago. It's real, it's not for tourists. If there were no tourists, it would still be the same. There would still be carols. That's what matters most. Do you think it's appropriate? I mean, this kind of celebration. It always appropriate. It was appropriate during the Second World War and the famine, because this is what keeps people spiritually alive. Thank you very much. You're welcome. It's only a few minutes until caroling. There are more and more people near the church. Excuse us, please.
Here you go.
Excuse us. Happy holidays. Alexander, get in here. What's your name, please?
Angelina.
Angelina, nice to meet you. What do carols and Christmas means to you?
I associate it with something like this, with a celebration, the Christmas dinner.
What is your name, please? Arkip. I came here for the first time for caroling. Where are you from? From Urumqi. Haven't come here for a couple of minutes. I can say that these traditions have been preserved here more than in Urumqi. If they hear your interview in Urumqi, won't they beat you? They won't beat me up. They know me. Every person, every child should know carols, all kinds of veneration, and should go caroling because we are Ukrainians. I see a girl here dressed as a devil. Why are you dressed as a devil?
I came with my class to set up a nativity scene, and I play the devil.
What city are you from?
From Kiev.
You came from Kiev to put up a nativity scene. Wow.
We went caroling yesterday and earned 3,200.
3,200.
Yes, it all will go to the armed forces.
Great. Kharkiv came too. Did you come here on purpose?
We live in Ivano-Frankivsk. We came here for a holiday.
And how do you like it?
I really like the atmosphere here.
By the way, last year we filmed Christmas in your hometown, Kharkiv. A nativity scene in northern Saltovka among destroyed houses, a real traditional Ukrainian one. But this year we came here. I came from Kiev. Every year I come here with my girlfriend and my mother. The atmosphere is the best here and the traditions are preserved. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. The last preparations are over. The groups receive a blessing and start caroling. Now you just have to wait. There are a lot of people, a very special atmosphere. You can feel it in the air, and I understand why people come here. It's really cool. This is the very beginning of the performance that attracts thousands of people every year. This is the most popular carol in Ukraine. It's large-scale, grandiose. Look at the number of people, the outfits. Most of them are hundreds of years old. All the clothes we see on people are museum pieces, and you see how big this circle is. And this is live music. We have already heard the trombeta, we have heard traditional Hutsul instruments. Now there is singing, also traditional Hutsul, which was here 100 years ago, and 200 years ago, and 300 years ago. I advise everyone to come here for caroling, to Verkhovyna, and thus you will make this holiday more popular, and it will never disappear, but will be even more large-scale and massive. What is very interesting is that caroling is alive here. It's constantly adapting to the events that take place. Now, all the money that is raised is going to help the armed forces. Ukrainian soldiers are constantly remembered here, and those who went to war from this Verkhovyna region are remembered. Unfortunately, many did not return. Oh my God, what a miracle. You see, as I said it, even the wind is blowing very strongly, just squally. A very incredible atmosphere. Dmytro Komarov, yes. When the trombeta comes on, it's something incredible. Magical, cosmic. Just listen to the sound. The horn, trombeta, violin, just some kind of symphonic Hutsul orchestra. I love trombetas the most. The joint caroling as the circle is over. Now carolers from each hamlet go around the church, and now the group with which we started the morning comes out and starts their caroling. All familiar faces, and now just look and listen.
Різдво Христове, всім возвістити, Бога во Тройці возвеличити.
Now the actual caroling begins from house to house. We'll be caroling late tonight until nightfall, so that people can hear our Christmas carols. To every house, yes. And for how many days? It depends on the hamlet. Here we may do it for 3 days in a row. Are you really going to go for 3 days? Yes, really. Before they say they could even go caroling for up to 2 weeks. They did. We managed in about 3 days. So you really won't be working for 3 days? Yes. No sleeping with the wife, no bad words in caroling. If not, we give a shovel to kiss to those who are naughty in caroling. But the shovel is the one you saw in the stable. So, where are we going? We're going to see the caroler, Ivan Tsvilinyuk. We're going to go caroling. This is the first house. And who should come first? It doesn't matter. The host is coming. Ivan Bereza. We're going to him now. To your house, so you start with your relatives. Yes, not only that. That's great. In fact, it's a very good tradition because you have a reason to visit those you haven't visited for a long time. And so caroling means visiting everyone. And how does it go here? Just like the children. The same way, but we are the carolers. That's it. We start caroling. This is a signal that carolers have come.
На світе Різдво, зійшлося братство, стали вні собі раду радити. По нашій мові будьте здорові.
Christ is born! Happy Christmas! Good evening. Christ is born.
Glorify Christ.
This is my wife. This is my son, Damian. Nice to meet you. What does Christmas mean to you?
The birth of Jesus Christ, and a happy birthday to the whole world. Dear carolers, come into our house.
Please come inside. How beautiful it is here. Do I understand correctly that from now on till Epiphany, feasts like this and carols like this will be held in almost every Hutsul home? The village is divided into hamlets and streets. In our hamlet, we have to sing carols in every house. Some of us do it around the houses, some in the house. We carol not only in the houses where the people receive us or listen to us, but we go to every house, and there no one lives anymore. There should be caroling too. Why? It should be. It's been like since our ancestors. It's said in our carols, we carry Jesus Christ in our arms. We have to visit every house, inhabited or not, and bring Jesus Christ and joy into the house, so that during the year, at least once a year, this house will come to life. In other words, you will not pass by any house, even if there no one there, caroling will still be there. Yes. The souls of the dead are treated with great respect on this day. We have already seen how people go to the cemetery, leave food food for the souls of the dead and feel their presence in the house of Christmas Eve. They also pay tribute to the dead with carols. That is why they even sing carols near abandoned houses. I want to sincerely thank all of you, to thank the entire Hutsul region, the entire Carpathians, and to say thank you for keeping these traditions alive. We traveled a lot around the world before the full-scale war, and we are well aware that it is these traditions that help a nation to be known all over the world. In general, if you remember your past, you will have a future. Those who do not remember the past will have no future. You preserve the past and pass it on to the future. For this, I am sincerely grateful to you, and glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes.
А по смерті в царстві Твоєму